So last year I uploaded a video where I showcased a highlight reel of my experience playing Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. And I can say without exaggeration, it was one of the most miserable video gaming experience. At the time it was the most miserable video game experience I'd ever had. Both because mechanically it was fundamentally flawed, and that even if you remove all the technical issues, it was still a terrible video game. But then, when you factor in all the numerous technical issues, it gets even worse, because it's a broken core with even more dysfunctional presentation. It's like they're trying to deliver you a new TV, and the truck that the TV is on is falling apart at the seams. It's only got 3 wheels, and then the 4th one is just the axle. It doesn't actually have the wheel part of it. The driver fell asleep, and the passenger's trying to steer from the passenger seat. The engine's gone bad. The latch that's locking the truck shut to make sure nothing flies out is loose. Oh, and by the way, there's also some people on the side of the highway with BB guns shooting at your truck the whole damn time. And when, not if, when, your truck spontaneously explodes because the engine is a disaster, you're teleported all the way back to the beginning of the journey trying to deliver this TV to your house, and then you gotta do it all over again. But the worst part is that once the TV actually gets there, it looks like this, where the screen's constantly flickering, and the colors are all off, and the TV remote doesn't even respond anymore. That was Security Breach. If you didn't get it, the TV was the core game design, and the truck and the road and the BB guns was the glitches and the horrible frame rates and the piss-ugly visuals and all that other stuff. But on top of all that, it also had the balls to just fuck the story over sideways and under. So that was great. I hate Security Breach, and for that reason, I said I would never come back to it again for any reason to play the DLC, because I knew the DLC was coming out. They said for a while the DLC was coming out. And I even checked out the game post-patch, because I'm more than willing to say that, hey, the game had a rocky start, even though they lied to us. I'm not going to forget about that. They lied when they said that they had found all major progression blockers, when that was demonstrably untrue. Clearly, they had... There's no way... They either didn't test the game, which would explain how they thought there were no hard progression blockers, or they didn't test it extensively enough, or they did test the game, found the hard progression blockers, like Freddy D... I really want to make this really clear. I got soft-locked within the first 20, maybe even 10 minutes of playing, because in order to trigger one of the game's sequences, you need to return to Freddy's room and talk to him about something, whatever, but Freddy despawned out of the level. He wasn't there. I could not progress with the rest of the game, which is what we call a hard progression blocker. I could not proceed, I had to reload the game. They either didn't test the game and lied about that, saying that they did and they found the glitch. I mean, it would explain how they didn't find the glitches, so they didn't test it, but then that means they lied about testing it. Or they did test it, they did find the glitches, and they just said, I hope no one else encounters this, miraculously, and then they sent it on its way. Either way, it's terrible, but I'm willing to say, rocky start, maybe they'll take a few months, patch up all the issues, and we'll be cooking with oil, kind of like what happened with Cyberpunk 2077. That game launched in a disastrous state, they fixed it up, and now everyone loves it, I think. I'm not a Cyberpunk fan, but I think that's what happened. The problem with Security Breach is that its issues run deeper than just the glitches. Like I said, it was... Even if you ignore all the glitches, it still just wasn't fun. It was still a terribly designed video game. And the story made everything that happened beforehand just pointless. So, it wasn't a case of me not wanting to give the game another shot after all the issues got fixed. It's that the issues I had with it ran deeper than what they could fix without just scrapping the game and starting again from the ground up. So then... Why am I here about to play the Ruin DLC? Reason number 1, people seem to like the first Security Breach video, so we're doing a sequel. Reason number 2, it's Christmas, so I figure it would be a nice holiday surprise thing. Reason number 3, I saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and it was awful. One of the worst things I've ever seen, and it legitimately pissed me off more than Security Breach did. I didn't think that was possible, but it did, somehow. And it even made me go, you know what, maybe I treated Security Breach too harshly. I didn't, keep in mind, but it made me feel like I might have. So I was more open to the idea of coming back to Ruin and giving it a good old shot. And seeing, because some people say it's better than the base, some people say it's like legitimately amazing. And these are coming from people who said the base game was really bad. Of course, people who said the base game was really good said that the DLC was good as well, but... People who actually legitimately realized the problems that the game had were like, hey, you know what? The DLC is actually pretty good. But then there are also people who say that the DLC is just nothing, and then there are also people that say that the DLC is really, really bad. I have no idea what to expect. I have not watched any LPs. I didn't watch Markiplier play it. I didn't watch Jacksepticeye play it. I didn't watch Doggo play it. I didn't watch anybody play the game. I know nothing about it except for the Mimic. Vaguely, I know what that's about. So other than that, we're going in totally blind. And we're gonna play it all in one video, just like the last video. The last time I played Security Breach, it was a highlight reel of 10 hours of gameplay. Oh, actually, it says right there, 16 hours. I spent 16 hours playing this game. It was 16 hours condensed into, I think, a 40-minute long video, maybe 45, 50. So it's gonna be a similar thing here. I don't think that, I'm pretty sure the DLC isn't that long. I think it's like 4 hours, maybe 5 maximum. But still, you'll be seeing a much more condensed version of my experience with this, so let's just go. Because the last time I was playing a Five Nights at Freddy's game on the PS5 in December, it went so well for me. Alright, warning, we recommend completing Security Breach first for the best narrative experience. Steel Wool Studios, pioneers of creating the best narrative experiences, where Afton gets pulled out of their ass for some reason. By the way, I honestly don't think that whatever Ruin does is going to annoy me from a story perspective, because at this point, I've just completely decanonized everything that happened after Help Wanted. Actually, you know what, even after Ultimate Custom Night is the definitive stopping point for the original story of FNaF. That it ended there. Afton, everyone burned in the fire of the pizzeria simulator. Afton was condemned to purgatory in Ultimate Custom Night. That was that. That was the end. It stopped there. That was Scott's story. Not the story he planned from the beginning. If you think he planned that story from day one, you're delusional. He didn't. He was making things up as he went along to try to account for holes in the lore and pass things up as he went. But by the end of it, he had something that was pretty damn strong, all things considered. And that was the end of it. Then Help Wanted started fucking with things, and Security Breach made things even worse. So whatever this does, it's probably not going to affect me, because that's just, I don't care. I'm completely detached. I do not care at all about the future of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. The story means nothing to me. So of all the concerns I have, story ain't one of them, is the point I'm trying to say here. Gregory needs your... What do you mean I don't have it downloaded? Oh my god. You're not even gonna link me to the download? You're not even... You know, usually in these sorts of things, that it'll link you to where you can download the DLC. Like, if you go to the DLC page, it'll link you to it. I guess not this time. Here it is. Download. You know, this might be a nitpick, but if it's DLC and it's free, shouldn't it just update automatic? Because I had to re-download this. I downloaded the PS5 version of this game because I uninstalled it off my console as soon as I could when I finished playing it for the first time. If it's not paid DLC and it's free that anyone can download, I don't know why it isn't just automatically an update that would then install with the game. That's what I assumed, that because it was free, it would be like Scott's games when he made the DLC for FNaF World. Well, DLC in quotation marks. When he updated the game with updates 1 and 2, they were just that. They were updates that automatically happened to the base game. And in Sister Location, same thing. He updated that game with Custom Night. That's a whole feature. That was a whole added mode, like a second game inside the base game. And they would just updated it with the main game. With Help Wanted, it makes sense why it doesn't come pre-installed, because you have to buy it separately. But with this, it's like, I don't know. You know, let me read the description while we wait. You can run, but you can't hide. Enter the ruins of Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex in the free story DLC for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Gregory is once again trapped in the now abandoned Pizzaplex, and he needs your help. He just needs the 3 little numbers on the back of your mom's credit card. Play as Cassie, Gregory's best friend, Faz fanatic, and would-be savior as she braves the dark, dreary, and dilapidated pizzeria, armed with only a Faz wrench and a... Right. That's really the name you went with, huh? Armed with only a Fez wrench, a Roxy Talkie, and this weird bunny mask, you will have to help Cassie find her friend, free him, and safely escape the ruins. Can you save your friend, yourself, and the Pizzaplex? Find out in the 100% free DLC, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Ruin. There's more. All empty. Oh, that's all lame. They really called it a Roxy Talkie, didn't they? That's the final name they went with. Of all the other think of how many other choices they had, and that's the one they went with. That was the final choice. That's the one the wheel landed on. What the hell is that? What is that? What the fuck is that? Ah, yes, my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's lore. The coconut soup. Is it spaghetti and meatballs instead of coconut? What the fuck is that? You know, I was gonna make a joke about how Ruin DLC is actually just a cooking simulator, but then I remember that the main game actually has a cooking simulator in it where you bake the pizza. So, maybe it's not as much as a meme as I thought it was. Alright, let's go. Gregory is lost. Help find him. Unfortunately, I don't really care about the little shit. But sure. Looking a little bright there, are we, game? This seems comically... Okay, I think my brightness might be a little wrong. That's better. My gamma was cranked up to 100%. Now it looks normal. Down. Thank you. The slowest ladder climber in existence.
Why would Gregory tell me to come to this old place and then not be here?
You've been here for like a minute. I would say it's good to be back, but I'm not in the habit of lying. I don't know how long after the main game this takes place. I don't know what's transpired. I don't know how we got from A to B. What do I really care? We're just gonna play through and see what happens. How did I do this in the main game? I think we went over here. Okay, actually, let me turn it up a little bit. Let me turn up no, we turn it up to 60. That way it's a little easier to see, but still maintain some of the atmosphere. There a prize over here for me? There is. It's exactly the same as it was in the main game. There was a prize over here with something. Now, there's just a flashlight. Just kind of chilling here. For those dark and scary places, thanks. This is the gift shop, right? There was a staircase right there. It's slowly coming back to me how I navigated this area before. I guess something fell. I think that was attempt number 1 of the jump scare. Attempt number 1 has failed. Attempt number 2 is also... I saw that coming a million. I was just thinking, like, wait. There's too much light on this object for this guy to just stand here. He's definitely gonna try to jump scare me, and lo and behold, exactly what happened. Just take me out onto the upper walkway. I spent the night here and lived. Huh? Gregory. Oh, is that the famous Roxy Talkie? And looks like the elevator. Oh, wow! I'm gonna have to climb. Never mind. I guess the elevator's back. Still hope it doesn't work though. Okay, the jump scares so far have been really bad. The first one barely counts, and the other two fell completely flat. Is a Music Man back? A little mini Music Man who followed you through the vents. Has he returned for round 2? It would appear he has not returned for round 2. I think we're safe for the moment. Anyway, I have vague memories of how this place is laid out, but only vague memories. The specifics of where... Oh. Another jump scare? Gotta be honest, I feel like the main game wasn't this egregious with the amount of random jump scares they threw your way. Just the environment kind of falling apart around you. Ooh, horror. Please be scared. Like that, for instance. Not even kidding you, the first thought I had was, oh look, there's a cute little bird thing here. Why would that be there? Probably because it wants me to look at it. Why does it want me to look at it? Oh, I know. Because there's gonna be a thing right there to jump and scare me. I must apologize if it sounds like I'm not giving this a fair shot. I assure you, I do, Okay, thought I heard something. I would love for this game to be, for this DLC to be great and like so much better than the main game. Because the entire reason I'm even playing it right now is because the FNaF movie was so god-awful that I was like, you know, I want to give Ruin a fair shake. Because I'm desperate for quality FNaF content. Just based on what I've seen, can't say I'm too impressed. There's a button there. What was that? Collect. What's this one?
A Faz wrench. It's just like my dad's.
Oh, that's a wrench, huh? That's what we call a wrench these days? If you say so. Alright. Faz wrench. Charge all conduits to the correct level. Point the Faz wrench at the conduit to charge. Okay. That's the puzzle, huh? You just have to get them both into the blue center. Well, it is only puzzle 1, so I'm sure it'll get harder as it goes on. And Methinks that's not quite how lighting works. I've also totally lost track of where we are. I've said before that I have a vague idea of how the Pizzaplex is laid out and where everything is. But that was when it wasn't in a disheveled state like this. And after we got thrown to the floor, I have no clue where the hell we are in the building right now. Again, huh? Is that your one trick? Random ass jump scares by things in the building falling. It is unfortunate, me playing this coming off the heels of me just recently finishing an LP of Resident Evil 7 VR, which is one of the best damn games I've ever played in my life. But of course, I'm not expecting it to... Hey, buddy. Not expecting it to hold itself to that standard, of course, because I don't think anything will ever be as great as that. Oh, that was the intro. Welcome back to Security Breach. Well, I mean, you know, it's not broken so far. Well... They want to be Stranger Things so bad, don't they? Were those frame rate issues I'm getting? Is the game still stuttering? 2 years after this game launched, I'm still getting... On performance mode, by the way, I'm still getting frame rate stutters. Oh yeah, I recognize this... Oh, not you again.
Please take a mask. Take a mask. Take a mask.
Not mapbot, maskbot. That, maybe don't put that. Security mask. A strange mask left behind by some Faz technician. Oh, what? Oh, really? Welcome to Vanny, the Virtual Augmented Neural Network Integration Unit. New user detected. Pairing occipital transponder. Stay calm, this won't hurt a bit.
That hurts.
Aha, comedy. Because they said it wasn't going to hurt. Do not be surprised by your surroundings. You are still in the real world, but Fazbear Entertainment has made it better. With this security mask, you can locate and repair all the pesky security nodes that are locking down the mesh network here in the Mega Pizzaplex. What? Why? Call me Helpy. You see, it's an I instead of a Y. You can always count on me because it's my job to help you succeed in your new job. Where's I even going? What direction? I was going in this direction, I think. And then I got jump scared by Maskbot. Not Mapbot, Maskbot. We've been upgraded from, please take this map. Take a map. To just taking masks. Oh, wait, can I... Huh? Okay. I guess the mask lets me phase through solid objects now. You know what? I'm not even sure. Yep. That's how it's gonna work. That's how we do. That is how we do. Please do not tell me that this is going to be precisely as complex as it gets for this entire DLC. Surely not, right? Surely it's not gonna be just charge up the longer conduit, then go to the other one so that it lines up such that the short one is filled as the long one reaches the midpoint. Surely that's not all it's gonna... Wait, so like, what if I took off the mask inside an The hell? Okay. So I guess this world is unrecognizable in the land of the what if I were to have taken off the mask while I was inside the box that I faced? Would I have just suffocated instantly? That is a Fazbear Technician remote camera station. Like, for you, it is already deployed and has an active power supply. These little boxes represent the active security oh my god, it's still shit, really? Okay. Well, I mean, at least the UI is better.
Are you there?
Like, look, you see that, right? You see the, like, the mold monster that's, like, whatever the hell that is on the screen right there? Fun trick, huh? I created it using examples of your voice. Does that mean you created an AI digital replicant of my voice? I don't recall consenting for you to do that. Experienced employees use intercom recordings like this to direct animatronic performers to specific locations. You know, for autographs and photo ops. And totally not just the FNaF 3 mechanic that we're using here. Well, I will give it this. The UI is definitely a lot better. It's a hell of a lot more intuitive to just cycle between them like this than what we had to do in the main game. I give credit for that. I also noticed that it doesn't seem like I can actually move the camera anymore. Like, I can't pan it left to right. Probably so that it's harder to notice the awful frame rate. And also, it's in black and white. Probably so that you don't notice how piss ugly it looks, because I'm never forgetting that. I'm never gonna forget how awful the cameras looked in the main game. Anyway, what was the point of that? Probably to see where the where the monster was. Oh well. We're just gonna charge in. YOLO, am I right? Well, gee, thanks, Helpy. I never would have thought. So, like, well, what if I just took off the mask right now? Oh, that's... So it doesn't let you, is the answer? Like, if I'm clearly standing on the steps right now, I take off the mask. What? Oh, come on. I'm at the bottom of the steps. I'm in line with the bottom right here. Clearly inside an object. Take off the mask, what happens? I get pushed. Okay, so... No matter what, you're always gonna get pushed outside somewhere. Okay, so it doesn't let you get stuck inside an object like that. Interesting. Well, the game's saved, so I'm probably gonna have to... What the hell is that?
None of this makes sense.
Security breach finally became self-aware. Is it at all possible that Gregory is just trolling you and it's not actually him and it's an AI-generated clone of him? You might even say someone's trying to mimic him. Or is an emergency lockdown mode. Check the AR world for active security nodes. Deactivate those nasty nodes and the door should open right up. A door that's being electrocuted, Let's run right into it. Nothing happens. That's very disappointing, game. I'm extremely disappointed in you. I was really hoping that I would charge towards the door and just die, but no. Alright, I gotta follow the node somewhere. Actually, following the line seems pretty par for the course with how the rest of this is unfolded so far. Deactivate child nodes first. Oh, god. Alright, so what else is it linked up to then? Oh, there's a big, I probably just follow the big old cable on the floor. I breached the node. Alright, now I can interact with you. Connect the matching holograms. Be careful not to cross lines. Like that. Cupcake goes to cupcake and lightning goes to lightning. Ah, that's what it is. It's a long-ass tunnel of nothing, and again, I'm getting some frame rate stuttering. On the PS5, in performance mode. Alert, I am picking up an anomalous entity in the Vanny network. Please ask this entity to leave the area immediately. If it doesn't work, it's best to exit AR mode and contact our 24-hour support line. Which definitely hasn't been shut down. Follow the cables. One here, and one.
Stay away from that thing. It's sending out some sort of distress signal, and Monty is responding.
Like, that might be funny if it weren't so sad. Just cut to black screen, white rabbit appears, and that's about it.
The door is open.
Thanks, Gregory. It would have been cool if that actually came through in the subtitles that I turned on, but... Subtitles are overrated anyways, who needs them? Have you considered just listening to the words? Lol. That was a joke. In case it wasn't clear, I'm making fun of the game for not having subtitles. Well, I'm sorry, having them, but not actually having them for everything. Like those lines, for instance. What's behind door number 1? Oh, it's you again. The caution bots are still working. I hear noises, but I don't see things, so I will continue to move as if I do not hear the noises. Your noises do not start. Ooh, another one of my favorite puzzles. Do this, let it drain, go forth, and we win. Never stop smiling, the customer is always right. That is not true. That couldn't be more wrong, actually. Oh, another one of you. Is this... Like, I hate to say this when we're so early in the game, but the way that it's been described kind of makes me feel like this is gonna be the main gameplay for this DLC. Is this all we're doing? Just going from point A to point B, checking off boxes, solving basic line puzzles that, like, any kindergartner could solve? I get the mask off before it kills me. I guess when it becomes fuzzy, it means Vanny's... I mean, that's the way it was in the main game as well. When it gets fuzzy, it means that Vanny's nearby. Man, Vanny was such a massive missed opportunity. I'm still... Like, I already wasn't... I had pretty much disconnected in my head the story of Help 1 from the story of the original games anyway, because it wasn't really... It was clearly focused on trying to do its own thing, which is fine. But even doing its own thing, they dropped the ball so hard with Vanny. Even though in-game, they were like, Vanny, it is very similar to Vanessa, and also Bunny. That cannot be a coincidence. They hyped... She's like front and center on the poster cover art of the damn game. And still, just a complete drop thread, essentially. So weird. And I've heard rumors that apparently the reason why Security Breach's story ended up being as terrible as it was is because they actually had a much better story. It's just that theorists had already predicted that that was going to be the story before the game came out. And as such, they were like, oh no, we can't have that. We can't have our story be predictable. That would be bad, because the most important thing above all else is to make sure that people don't know what the story is going to be in advance. Even if the story makes complete logical sense, and it's the perfect thing to do for the... Hi? Bye. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of people seem to have this sentiment that predictability is the most cardinal sin you can commit, regardless of whether or not it's the perfect choice for the story, even if the characters would act the ways that you've written them to act. If people can predict it, it's bad, which is a really backwards way of thinking. Put on the mask and check again. This is no dead end. All you need is a new perspective. Check that camera station. This? Wait, what? Anomaly detected. Quarantine. I guess that worked.
No way. I walked through a big screen and now I'm in Superstar Daycare? No way this is real. That screen was there before I looked at the camera. I swear.
I already don't like you. Whoa, no way! There was a screen there and then there wasn't a screen there? Well, it's crazy, dude. What a wacky situation. I mean, I can't believe it. Oh, shut up. Oh, not you again. Let me guess. I'm gonna turn around and you're gonna... No? I could have sworn you were gonna move. Her commentary reminds me of Ethan's commentary in Resident Evil 7. And by the way, this just goes to show, I don't care what game it's in, I hate it in all of them. In Resident Evil 7, Ethan's commentary, like, his dialogue throughout the game doesn't really match up. Oh, not the Collector again. Doesn't really match up with what you would expect someone to say in those situations. And it's kind of distracting, the things he says. Hey, friend. Alright. Light good, but light on Collector bad. So shine light on Collector and Collector go away. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if it's true, to go back to what we were talking about before, I don't know if it's true that Steel will change the story to account for, to try to stay one jump ahead of the theories. Is my mask not on? I guess it's not. Try to stay one jump ahead of the theories. Hey, don't make me do that again. Don't make me run through the daycare again. Oh, wee! Wow, wow. Well, at least they've embraced the fact that the animatronics aren't bound by space and time. They can just fly around the map wherever the hell they want. Turn on the generators. Okay, turn on the generators. Use a Phaz wrench on the back somewhere. Oh no. Goodbye. But yeah, to try to actually conclude what I was talking about. I can't prove whether or not Steelwool actually did adjust their story for the sake of theorists like MatPat. I don't want to make any assumptions when I can't prove it to be true definitively. But it is something I've heard people say, so I figure it's worth bringing. Because, I mean, it would explain a lot. It would explain why the game's story seemed to not match up at all with what was present in the trailers. So it would certainly make sense if that was what actually happened. I just can't say for sure whether it is. Can I not jump up here? Guess not. The sun and moon symbols are on this thing. Oh, he's there. Okay, I gotta go fast. Find the... Oh, I have to do sun first? Okay, hold on. There's the... Or moon, sorry. I said in the verse. I gotta do moon first. And then... Okay, hurry up. Hurry up, please. Do that. Back out. Take off the mask. Thanks. It really is that easy, huh? When the dude shows up, you just take off the mask and then he just disappears. And he can't get you. Somehow virtually... haunting the Pizzaplex or whatever. Look, I'm not gonna pretend like I understand where FNaF lore currently is. I know the story of the original games, and that's all I care to know. I'm just trying to keep myself alive, which hasn't been particularly hard so far, because it's pretty much just walk in a straight line, solve this puzzle in massive quotation marks, walk in another straight line, and then solve another puzzle designed for kindergartners. And, like, I get it, right? FNaF has a large audience of children. A lot of young people play FNaF and they love it, and I get that. I mean, I found FNaF when I was a middle schooler, right? So, like, I understand that it has a huge appeal for young kids. I'm not gonna pretend that it doesn't. But, I don't know, I feel like kids are smart enough to be able to solve puzzles that are aimed for a little higher than, like, preschoolers. But maybe that's just me. What do I know? Maybe this is something of a controversial position to take, but the idea of Security Breach wasn't terrible. The idea, because that's part of what why I was excited about Security Breach, is that it was a big open world FNaF game, which will open open world, open end. It was a free roam FNaF game, which was the first time we had ever gotten that before. We kind of had, well, no, we didn't. I'm not gonna say we did. I was gonna say we kind of had it in Central Location. We didn't. That game was as linear as they come, and that becomes immediately apparent. That becomes especially apparent on all subsequent replays when you very quickly realize that game is as linear as they come. Like, it was marketed as being able to roam around the peak, because that was what really caught my eye, because I know that the Fusion game, the Scott FNaF games were all made with Click Team Fusion. Hi. Which is not designed to make 3D games. It's not designed to handle the type of game like Sister Location, which is why I was so impressed by it both when I saw the trailers for it and when I actually played the game. But then replaying it, you kind of realize that, like, a lot of the horror elements are very scripted. It's very linear, and it's not actually free roam. And also a lot of that boils down to just moving through dark rooms where you can't see anything and relying on sound cues and all that, and it's, I don't know. I mean, this isn't the point of this video isn't to be a Sister Location rant. I just wanted to kind of use that as a means of saying, like, in case anyone wanted to say, well, we previously had free roam with Sister Location, when it's like, we didn't. No, we did not. We did not have that before. We had a game masquerading around as if it was pretending to be free roam, but it wasn't actually that. Okay, this is not the correct direction to go. And by the way, this isn't to slight the other FNaF games for being linear. It's fine. The nature of their design is that you're stuck in an office, and you have to manage your resources and survive against the animatronics. That's fine. That's what the games were. And they were, oh, on the back, right? On the, hold on, do I need to take off the mask to do this?
Happy birthday! Warning, warning! Child in danger! Safety mode active. Little girl, you can't be in here. It's dangerous. I need to clean up before we can open in the morning. Oh, this place will be flooded with kids. Come back soon and have a Fazerific day. Thank you.
Anyway, there's nothing wrong with the fact that the other FNaF games were linear. It's not a slight against them to say that they were, but that is what they were. Just mechanically speaking, it wasn't a free roam environment on the scale of what Security Breach was promising itself to be. And that's why I was excited for it, because it'd be a new FNaF experience. Because we got to experience it in VR, and there's been plenty of variations on the formula throughout all the games, but there'd been nothing on the scale of what Security Breach was trying to be, and which was why I was so excited. But then the game actually came out, and those promises proved, man, you really can just make him disappear immediately. And so because Security Breach was teasing something so revolutionary in the world of FNaF, because, like, obviously in the world of horror games, being stuck in one massive environment that opens up new areas as you explore it isn't anything new, but it was new for FNaF, so I was excited to see these characters in this world with that design principle. Oh.
There's another one of those signals. If it's anything like Monty Golf, it must lead to whatever's locking the theater.
Okay. When you put on the mask, they move, but they can't see. They're active threats, but they don't follow you. Whereas when you have the mask off, they aren't constantly moving, but they move when you aren't looking at them. So basically, have on the mask at all times, because they can't actually do anything to you. The point of this whole rant that I'm going on is that even though I really despise playing Security Breach, and I have major issues with it, and it pissed me off when I played it, I don't hate it conceptually. Like, the ideas of Security Breach were awesome. It's just the execution that screwed it up. And I even like the idea of, hey, there's a lot of really varied mini games. Like, there's the Monty Golf, and there's the Faz Blaster, and there's all this cool stuff you can do. So it's not just the same thing all the time. The problem with Security Breach wasn't, oh, it's a big open world now, you can go wherever you want. FNaF fans aren't used to this, however will they cope? Oh my goodness. That wasn't the issue, and it kind of feels like to me that Steelwool learned the wrong lesson. They thought oh, they don't want to be able to go wherever. They just want to be railroaded down a linear path like they're used to. When that really isn't the case, but it kind of feels like it. Because so far, and maybe it'll change, we're still only in the first, like, hour. It feels like the lesson they learned was that security breach was too big in scale and it was too different from what people were expecting. And so for Ruin, they've just massively course corrected in the wrong direction, and now it's railroading you down a linear path. All you can do is just these same brain dead puzzles over and over and over again. I haven't been able to explore at all. I've been completely, my path in this game has been 100% predetermined by the developers. There's no, oh, let me take this off. I have no choice in the matter at all, which in Security Breach you did. You were allowed to accomplish objectives in different orders. You even didn't have to accomplish certain objectives to get to the game. You could either do Faz Blast or you could do Monty Golf, and you could come back and mop up all the stuff you missed after the game once you reach 6 a.m. That's not really the case here, though. And like even this, it's not, it might be challenging if they didn't tell you exactly where the anomaly, like if you had to search yourself where all the anomalies were, but the game tells you, anomaly detected, so there's no challenge here. It's just, you go through the cameras, you wait for it to tell you to do something, and then you push the button that lets you do the thing. Now let me get up here and down into the esophagus. Oh. We're in the vents again. Which means Music Man's probably gonna show up if he's still here, which everyone else seems to be, so I don't know why he wouldn't be.
This vent is creaky.
Oh no, I've lost control. Music Man, where are you? I keep expecting Music Man to show up in the vents and he never does. Something else weird happens instead. Oh, okay. That's something. We actually get to ride the Gator Golf ride this time. Instead of just watching them go by and then having to fight that terrible boss fight. Well, I'd say bad boss fight. Maybe not borderline terrible. The thing that made that boss fight terrible is the fact that I had to redo 3 hours of progress every time I died to it. But the boss fight itself, if I had a checkpoint there, it would be more manageable. It's still annoying because of how he can literally teleport around wherever. But it wouldn't be unbearable. But still, my point is the only time you got to actually see you got to interact with these ride vehicles is when they were going over your head during that boss fight. Of course, what we're doing now isn't all that much more interesting. We're just going by cardboard cutouts of all the characters. But maybe Monty will jump on our car and scare us at some point. It's like, okay, a lot of people are saying this is better than the main game, and I guess mechanically they're correct, because the main game was broken in that it didn't function properly, and it was fundamentally badly designed, ignoring the glitches like I said. But it's only better as in, like, it gets a participation award for not being unplayable, but I still wouldn't call this good, because it's a different kind of bad, I guess. Maybe not even, it's so linear that there's barely any room for me to do anything. Like, I'm just being railroaded from point A to point B, and then I have to flip 3 switches or hit all the conduit things, which anyone can solve with after half a second, and that's it. No challenge, no creativity, and all of it, and even the environments, it's just an asset flip. It's just, what if you went through all the environments you went through, but this time the walls are falling in on themselves, and the vents are collapsing, and all the animatronics are disheveled, and Monty's crawling around like he was at the end of the game instead of being on 2 feet. And the only real animatronic that can kill you is the mimic. I'm assuming the mimic thing is what shows up when you put on the mask. That guy, but he can't, so long as whenever he appears, just take off the mask, and then you win. But I don't know, man, I'm not impressed. I was hoping that I would either get something that's so bad that it makes for an interesting playthrough, but I can't really do that because the way in which this is bad isn't interesting, it's just annoying. And it's not so good that it makes for an interesting experience in that way either, where you get to see me passionately react to something that I love. It's just, we're stuck in the middle of, this is just blah. I don't know, I'm not really feeling this, but again, it's still early. I've only been playing for about an hour, so gotta give it a chance to really get going in the later parts of the DLC. Oh, because these were so much fun to use the first time. They're incredible accuracy. Oh, well, I guess you can just hit anywhere. So that works. By the way, I guess it's worth clarifying that linearity in video games isn't an inherently terrible thing. Some of my favorite games of all time actually are linear.
Hey.
Did I just walk right into him and then nothing happened? Why am I supposed to... Oh. Hey, buddy. Okay. I guess you can walk off the edge. Interesting. What's that? Have we found our first real threat? It isn't just a digital construct that can't actually do jack shit to me. I ran right into him. We made contact with each other. We had an intimate moment together. And still, nothing. You gonna spawn here again?
Slippery, whatever that is.
No. No spawn. Oh, he's back. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, old pal. Mister, I can literally hug you up in your crotch and nothing will happen to me. Like, actually nothing will I'm sure if I continued to hug him, then he would probably kill me. Because obviously my screen was fading out of existence. The more I stand on him, the fuzzier the screen gets. I get that. But like, all I have to do to avoid that problem is literally just take off the mask. And I think we might be dead. Wait, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd Mr. Monty go? He was here a minute ago. I guess he just fucked off. Yeah, that's cool. I'm not gonna complain. He's just standing there like a douche. He's not gonna. I don't get it. I don't get. What am I missing here? What is? Like, yes, like I said, continue to invade his personal space, and he'll fuzz you to death. Just naturally over the course of time. That seems... It's a portal to Narnia? What the fuck is this?
Ugh, I'm gonna puke. How did I get over here?
Wow, it's actually a portal. Like, that's just funny! Like, what is this pose? What is that? Okay, that's a less funny pose. The other one was a lot funnier than that. Like, look at this pose. It's just... How am I supposed to take this seriously? Genuinely. Look at him! He's just a little troll, just like, hey, what's it? Oh, hi. Hi there. What, can you fuck off? I like how my reaction wasn't even, oh no, I'm gonna die. Okay, well now it's... Where'd he go? I don't understand this. He was right here, right? Like, you saw him, we all saw him with our own eyes. He was right, Monty was right here, and then he just disappeared. You know, people told me that in Ruin they got rid of the whole teleporting animatronics thing. That is yet to be proven to me, because I don't know how Monty could have possibly gotten away without literally just teleporting. Like, how else can you explain it? There was no other way. Could he have gone down here, maybe? Oh, wait. Oh, did he go into the portal? Is that where he went? He went into the portal? Okay, I guess he might have gone down here. Although, maybe not, actually, because we saw him in non-mimic mode. And the portal doesn't show up if you're not in mimic mode, so... I don't know. Anyway, point being, the animatronics are a joke so far. Even when we're literally touching him, he can't kill you unless you just continue to hug him without a care in the world. But at that point, you kind of deserve the death. And like, I don't know that you can earnestly qualify that as being a challenge. Like, hey, did you know that if you run all the way up to the animatronic and continue to smother them for like a solid minute straight, they'll eat? What are these? This is disorienting in all the wrong ways. Like, I don't know that you can hold that in favor of the game's difficulty when it's like, yeah, jumping into the jaws of an animatronic might actually lead you to die. When all you have to do to not die by them is don't hug them and then just take off the mask if they appear. And it's as simple as that. Easy as 1, 2, 3. And, oh, would you look at that? What do? I take off the mask, and then I'm safe. And I can't take him seriously as a threat. It's just funny. That's all there is to it. It's just hilarious. Oh, wait, did I go backwards? Oh, and I slid off the damn thing because slippery floors was something that Steel Wolf thought would be a great idea to put into the... Whatever. Like, this isn't even entertainingly bad. It's just dull as shit. Ooh, spooky. He's gone. Whatever will you do? Anyway, to kind of cap off what I was trying to talk about earlier, linearity isn't a bad thing. Some of my favorite games are linear in their design. Obviously, Portal is a completely linear experience. There's no room for player choice. It's just go to a room, solve the puzzle, go to the next room, solve the... And obviously, there's some more variety. It's not exclusively puzzle room after puzzle room after puzzle room, but that is the style of Portal design-wise. And also with the beginner's guide. The beginner's guide has nothing except a series of linear levels that you play through, and you experience a story that is told to you through the medium of a video game, because that's what that game is designed. The story of the beginner's guide couldn't be told in any other well, I guess it could be told in another medium, but it wouldn't really work. You could have a movie where the things that happen to the characters in the game happen to the characters in the movie from the third person's perspective, or even a first person perspective, but a huge amount of what makes that game work is the first person player control, the player input, and you lose that with any other medium of storytelling. But see, the thing about both those games is that there's something going on. Portal has gameplay. Like, each room is a new challenge for the player to solve. It's introducing mechanics to you and then testing your understanding and knowledge of those mechanics in new and creative ways all throughout its runtime. More so, I mean, it does that in Portal 1, but it does so tenfold in Portal 2, because Portal 2 is a goddamn phenomenal sequel. Oh no, spooky, whatever will I do? Let me take off my mask, and then you disappear immediately. Why are you even here? Except to give me a funny laugh every now and again, because when you stand still, I gotta admit, it's pretty goddamn funny. That derp-ass look on your face.
Were you scared? Tell me honestly.
Obviously, Beginner's Guide doesn't really have gameplay because it's a glorified walking simulator. But I say that, but I don't use that as a term of indictment when describing a video game. Well, sorry, let me make a slight amendment to that. I don't use it as a term of indictment against a video game, as long as the video game in question is actually trying to do something and not just waste my goddamn time. So, like, for instance, in the Beginner's Guide, while it is undeniably very light on gameplay, it is rich with story. It's one of the most... I think it still is to this day the single... Oh no, it's the boogeyman! Woo! Woo! Oh, I didn't mean to pause, sorry. Woo! 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 I've been consumed by the cubes! I took care of it. This area is safe now. Did you act like I was ever in any danger? At no point throughout the last however many minutes of gameplay have I been in even an ounce of danger. Monty appeared for that one time. Maybe he could kill me. I think. Could have fooled me, though, because he disappeared as soon as I saw him. But anyway, Beginner's Guide, I think, still is to this day the single most powerful experience I've ever had with a video game. Nothing has ever sat with me quite like that did, on such a existential, metaphysical level. While Beginner's Guide is undeniably a walking simulator with no gameplay, and it's a linear walk from point A to point B experience, I don't view that as a bad thing. So I'm not here saying that linearity is an inherent sin that the video games commits that you should never ever do under any circumstances whatsoever. I don't ever want to go to that extreme. But if you want to do that, then you need to actually have some kind of substance to your game, which I would not say this is, because all this game has been so far is just walking from point A to point B, except there's nothing else. There is a story here. The story being, oh no, Gregory's been captured. Whatever will we do? Except it clearly isn't actually Gregory. It's clearly the Mimic. Like, I get that I know about the Mimic. I've been informed of the existence of the Mimic. But even if I didn't know that the Mimic was a thing that existed, I don't think it would actually change anything. Because, like, it obviously is not Gregory. He doesn't talk the same, he doesn't act the same. We're very clearly walking into an obvious trap. Whereas every ounce of the Beginner's Guide is dripping with an incredibly rich narrative. Which, as I said, nothing about this, it boils down to, you're in a room, and then you play, every single challenge so far has been connect the dots. It's been, look, the parent node, you need to hit the child nodes to activate the parent node. And oh, then you have to do a little mini game. Even the most generous of descriptions couldn't be qualified as a puzzle. And then you go to the next section and, oh, what's that? You do the exact same thing. Oh, but what's that you say? You say that the gameplay comes in the form of being stealth-based, avoiding the monsters? No, it doesn't, because there are no monsters to avoid. There's a Mimic who just laughs at you, and then I laugh right back because I take off my mask and he can't kill me. Like, what's even the point? I don't get it. In conclusion, The simple fact that this game is linear compared to the base game is not the problem. It's that what it's using that linearity for is just shepherding you through the game without engaging you in any way. I won't say not without challenging you, because the beginner's guide doesn't challenge you as a player, but it does get you to think critically about what you're experiencing, and it's a very engaging video game to play, even though it's light on gameplay. And on the other side of the spectrum, Portal is light on story. Portal 2 is a bit heavier on the story, but Portal 1 is very light on story. It's just a basic premise of, you've been brought to the Aperture Science Computer-Aided Enrichment Center to conduct a series of experiments, and then when you get to the end, you'll get a cake. It's light on story, it's there, but it's not the focus of the game, and that's fine because the gameplay is so good. You can do either of them. You can have the beginner's guide where it's very story heavy but light on gameplay. You can have Portal where it's very gameplay heavy and light on story. Or you can do both, and that's totally fine. Being linear didn't hurt those games in any way. In fact, I'd say it actually helped them, especially in the form of the beginner's guide. It is to that game's benefit that you are railroaded down a very specific path with a very specific sequence of narrative beats, or else it wouldn't have worked the same way. It wouldn't have worked as well as it did. But this Ruin isn't giving me any of that. It isn't giving me an engaging story that really encourages me to think. It isn't even really giving me a story that entertains me on any level, even on the most superficial of levels. And to call this gameplay would be an insult to the concept of video games. Unless the second half of this is like ungodly levels of brilliance, I am struggling to see why so many people are calling this peak FNaF. Yep, that sure is some flashlight effects. PS5, by the way. Oh, thanks, Helpy. Way to emphasize my point about this game being railroady as hell by putting a big old blinking red arrow pointing me where to go. Oh, by the way, I should say, on the subject of walking simulators being linear, that's not a necessity. You absolutely can tell a really rich story in the form of a walking simulator without being linear, and my go-to example for that would be, well, maybe not, I was gonna say Firewatch, because Firewatch is one of the big selling points of that game is that it has a giant open world that you can explore in the form of the nature reserve, and lots of areas to explore, but ultimately the big narrative beats will still take you to the same locations. I think it would still qualify, because it's not linear in the way that something like the beginner's guide is, but ultimately you are still following the same. Why do I need a loading? Why do you need to? I crossed a line. I crossed a line in the room. Nothing changed. What? Really? 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 I walked back across. What exactly changes? What exactly changes, game? PS5, by the way. If I was going through a door into a different room, that'd be one thing. I'd understand that. But, like, what? Please explain to me what's different about standing in that part of the room and that part of the room. Do tell, game. What changed? God, this is just everywhere. There's like been 3 in just this one room. Been 3 of these goddamn conduit. I almost called it a puzzle. Ha. What a funny joke that would have been. Actual peak comedy is what that would have been if I called this a goddamn puzzle. Can I enter the vent now, I guess? Sure, let's go. Still waiting for Music Man to catch up with me. Oh, it's cutscene time. Cutscene time. Cutscene time. Open the president. Oh no! Oh, it's the spooky boogeyman! He's been upgraded to 12 frames per second instead of 3! Woo! Woo! He jump scared!
What happened?
Woo! Oh, and would you look at that? Right on cue, it's another one. Can you do anything? This hasn't, it hasn't even dynamically evolved in any meaningful way. Like, at all. It's just the same damn thing. Again and again and again. Could you be more dull? You know, the thing about Portal is that the puzzles get more dynamic. They evolve with each passing chamber. As the mechanics evolve, so too does the puzzle design. They test your knowledge of the mechanics in increasingly difficult ways. Nothing about the conduit puzzles is different. It's exactly the same every single time. Anyway, if I can finally talk about the example that I wanted to, Gone Home. Gone Home is basically, you come home from vacation or a trip or something like that, and then when you get home, you discover that everyone's gone. And you gotta figure out what happened, essentially. Also, hold on, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Have we encountered our first animatronic that can actually kill us? I mean, not that she'll pose much of a threat, because I don't think she can actually see us right now. And she seems more interested in cupcakes. But she's there. Wait, is it all just, like, blocked off by... Man? Oh, wait. No, she's still not looking at me. She still is just not looking at me. I mean, I don't think I need to do this. But I mean, if I want to, here. And I know I said it already, but the cameras are still running at 2 FPS. Oh, man. I'm like, well, like, why is that fair? Why is that fair? why is that fair? I very, very clearly played the intercom on the other side of the room to pull you away. And then I turn around and you just teleported behind me. Whoa, what's that? What's that? An animatronic in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach? Teleporting? Oh, I couldn't imagine that. Not in my wildest dreams could I imagine that ever happening. Let's go into the cupcake's mouth. Nom nom. Oh, and would you look at that? Would you look? You'll never guess. You'll never guess what's coming up next. It's another child node with parent nodes. It's time to play Connect the Dots. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. Take off the mask if your screen gets fuzzy. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. Follow the wire to all of the spots. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. As fun as banging your head with some pots. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. I'm really going insane a whole lot. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. Are you sick of hearing that song? Well, guess what? That's how sick I am of playing Connect the goddamn dots every time I enter a new room in this godforsaken Pizzaplex. You know, I hate to say it, but the main game had different things to do. They weren't good. Well, no, that's not true. The part where you were in the daycare, once they... Here, hold on, let me do this and then I'll talk about the daycare, but... Oh, no. Hold on. Our friend is back. Let me take off my... let me move a little bit further over here, I guess. Let me take off my mask. What the How the fuck did you get here? How the actual fuck did you... Wait. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Whenever the mimic appears... You saw that, right? You fucking saw that, right? You can't fool me this time, game. I watched that shit happen. Okay, so Monty definitely teleported away earlier. He absolutely teleported away earlier. With my own eyes, I watched Chica fucking disappear out of the frame. Anybody who said that animatronics no longer teleport in Ruin is lying to you. They clearly still teleport around in Ruin. That has not changed from the base game whatsoever. Because I was gonna ask, hey, how exactly did Chica get here when she was cut off by the trash compactor, whatever the hell blocked her off the first time? And then I thought, maybe whenever the mimic appears, it allows him to just teleport any of the animatronics anywhere. And that seems to be exactly what the case is. I have no other way of explaining how she got here. And I watched her with my own eyes disappear. Great. Fantastic. I love this game. It just continues to prove itself to be truly a peak Five Nights at Freddy's experience. You guys know that when animatronics teleported in the original trilogy, they weren't actually teleporting. It just seemed that they were because of the limits of Click Team, and that there weren't any animatronics physically moving around the facility. So it was simulated through other means, as in, like, instead of having 3D models moving around an actual pizza restaurant, like you have in Help Wanted, where they have physical 3D objects navigating around that facility. In the original FNaF games... Is she behind me? Please tell me she teleported again. I felt the vibrations, I heard the screen shake, I think she was behind me, and then the game teleported away yet again. Scott did that out of necessity, because of the limits of the engine he was working with, but they still weren't, for all intents and purposes, they weren't actually teleporting, because, like, they would still move from room to room to room. It's just that the image would change as the image would change from Bonnie in room to Bonnie out of room as they moved through the facility. They wouldn't literally disappear before your very eyes. That wasn't a thing. So I sure hope that no one's trying to defend this by saying, well, they teleported in the original games, so it makes sense for them to teleport here. I don't actually know if anybody is doing that. But if they are, please stop. It does not work as a valid defense. Also, what the fuck is even happening right now? What are we...
Mask. It's stuck to my head.
Is it because I felt it would be best if you remained in the Vayner network for the time being? Is it because if I took off the mask, I would plummet to my death immediately? Is that why? Is that the real reason why? Because there's nothing up here right now without it. Anyway, so I was saying about the daycare. The daycare was probably the best part of the game because it was an actual challenge where you had 5 locations you needed to reach, and you needed to figure out the most optimal route to reach all 5 objectives while the collector was chasing after you. Which isn't to say it was good when it launched. What I played was terrible because the wires weren't color-coded, so they all blended together, and it was really hard, like unfairly hard, to try to track where they were all going. But once they actually made it so that the wires were color-coded, it became perfectly fine. Faz Blast, Monty Golf, well, I guess Monty Golf wasn't really anything special, but the boss fight against there were other things. There was a variety of things which you could do in the Pizzaplex, but there just is none of that here, like, at all. It's all exactly the same. And I'll add another caveat. If exactly the same was really good, like if it was just the same really good gameplay loop, because I think the people who made the original Halo games have said this again and again and again, is that if you can create 30 seconds of fun, a fun 30-second gameplay loop, you can milk that for 8 hours of gameplay. But this game doesn't have the 30 seconds of fun. It doesn't even have 1 second of fun.
You said it was safe here.
What do you mean the rabbit's back? Where's the rabbit? What are you seeing? I don't see a rabbit. Oh, there you are. Hi. I don't know how the hell you saw that. Actually, can he kill me here? He probably can't kill me, can he? Even though the screen's fizzing out like hell. I don't know that it would actually allow me to die there because it was literally nothing. I couldn't remove the mask even if I wanted to. Oh, great.
Not trying hard enough.
It's the greatest hits of all the clowns of the Pizzaplex. Oh, what do you think the odds are that we're gonna have a big ol' Avengers Endgame moment where we're about to die by some animatronic, and then Glamrock Freddy just comes in and pows out the animatronic? Bwomp, 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 bwomp. Because the FNaF fan base has just, pun somewhat intended, glamorizing Glamrock Freddy as like the bestest FNaF character who ever charactered, which I don't get, but whatever. I'm sure Steel Wool's aware of that. I'm sure Steel Wool's perfectly aware of how much people, even people who hate Security Breach, or at least some people who hate Security Breach, love Glamrock Freddy. So I'm sure they'll be like, they'll wanna milk that for all it's worth in this game. I'm almost certain there's gonna be a big ol' Avengers Endgame moment. Hi again. It's almost adorable that they want me to take this seriously. Alright, let me actually finish that story I was trying to tell earlier about the whole open world walking simulator narrative thing. Gone home, basic premise, come home, everyone's gone, gotta figure out where everyone went. That's the game. But what's cool about it is that when they set you free into the home, it's entirely up to you to figure out what happened, and there's no real guidance as to how you're supposed to do that. It's just, the house is yours to explore, you can check any room you want, go anywhere you want, and it's just a matter of picking up the pieces and trying to figure out what happened to your family, and that's really, really cool. Something else with Ruin is the idea of how, I mentioned this earlier, I don't think I really elaborate on it, is the idea that we're basically just running through the game again, like all the areas from the main game. It's Monty Golf, and it's the Chica Kitchen area, and it's the Roxy Raceway, and all that stuff. But again, it's not the simple fact that it's reusing stuff from the base game that's the problem, because one of my favorite games, Halo Combat Evolved, is infamous for how the second half of the game is basically just the first half again. So like when you play Two Betrayals again, or sorry, when you play Souls of Control Room again in Two Betrayals, you're playing through it at night, and also playing through the level backwards dynamically changed the level design because I know it sounds weird, but playing through a section backwards is not the same as playing through it forwards just because of how things are laid out, and of course new enemy placements, new enemy types are thrown into the mix, so it's a different experience. Same thing with keys. There's a whole new area to explore because the ship's been blown to pieces, so you have to actually, you fall out of the ship and fight your way back onto it. That's different. And then the Maw is obviously capped off with the Warthog run in the big boss room with destroying the reactors and all that. But there's nothing like that in Ruin. Again, I think that the key takeaway that I want, the main thing I want people to take away from my thoughts on Ruin so far, and probably in its totality, is that I don't want to like talk in general terms when discussing the problems here. It's not, oh, it's linear, so it's bad. Oh, we're reusing things from the main game, so it's bad. And maybe a more relevant example than Common Evolved is to look at Resident Evil 7, because Resident Evil 7's DLC also reuses, I think exclusively reuses content from the base game. The Nightmare mode is just you're in the basement where when you first meet the molded, but it's a survival game now, and they introduce things like turret traps and nerve gas traps, and an economy system where you go to generators to pool resources of scraps that you can then use to buy upgrades for your weapons, and it's a matter of how many rounds can you hold out, and it's really cool. And it's very, very different from what the main campaign offers you. The bedroom one, where Margaret's coming in to feed you stuff and you have to try to escape, it turns that into an escape room, which again, main game doesn't offer you that. It offers you an escape room, but not the same one. So that's a new experience, totally new experience. Ethan Must Die, as much as I despise that game mode because everything about it boils down to just random chance as to what items you get from the boxes, it still completely transforms the house.
Monty?
I mean, you already saw Monty earlier. Oh, I'm sorry, did he just clip through the fucking... Oh, okay, no, it's water, okay. That's on me. I honestly thought he clipped into the floor, but no, it's just water. So just don't fall in is the play here. Or actually, apparently, even if you do fall in, you're still fine, because I fell in, and I didn't die, so... There's that, I guess. Just don't jump in and then proceed to stay in the water is the trick to avoid Monty, I suppose. Wait, more water? Oh. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. The entire area is underwater, is it? Huh. That's gonna be actually not that annoying, because like I said, even if you temporarily sink into the water... Oh, this'll... wait, can I just stand here? I sure can't, can I? I sure can't, can I? Alright, fine. We'll just do speedrunning tactics. Speedrunning tactics for the win. Fortunately, this isn't very hard, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Although I do find myself wondering, like, how long could I actually stay in the water without Monty killing me? I feel like I was in there a little longer than I should have been able to. So he's finally dead then, surely? Surely after being electrocuted in the water... and all the other shit you survived in the main game. Surely now you're actually dead. Please. So I never have to deal with you again. Yeah, so in conclusion, Resident Evil 7 reuses the level design of the main house in ways that allow the DLC to be a completely unique experience from what you can find in the campaign. I cannot say that about this. I will say that it is technically different. I can't deny that it is a different experience. So I guess I shouldn't say that it's the simple fact that you're gonna come to life, aren't you? No? Could have sworn you were gonna come to life. I guess I shouldn't say that it's strictly the fact that it makes it different. That's the distinction here. It's the fact that the differences that Resident Evil 7 makes with its level design allows it to be a uniquely transformative experience, and that I get something valuable out of the changes that they've made. But there is no value to be found here. It's just running through the same locations again, except all the minigames you played the first time are now gone and replaced with just connect the dots. And I'm sorry, I cannot understand. By this point, I think I can pretty confidently say that the only thing we're getting out of this is just connect the dots and then do the conduit minigame with an animatronic that seemingly can't kill you so long as you take off the mask, and other animatronics that teleport in as soon as the mimic appears and then instantly teleport out and seem to really honestly not give that much of a shit about me. I guess maybe because they decided that the level of stealth awareness of the animatronics in the main game was too excessive, so they tuned it down even further, I guess. And that's on top of the fact that their only attempt at horror so far has been those cheap-ass jump scares. Oh, is that what I think it is? Another conduit puzzle? You shouldn't have. No, really. You actually shouldn't have. I'm sick of this shit. By the way, even if you initially do these things in the wrong order, like that time I guessed wrong. I had a 50-50 shot and I guessed the wrong line to start with. Even if you guess wrong, there's no penalty. You just do the other one first next time. And like, that's it. Wait, where? Back again for more, are we? Oh no, it's one of the, okay, here, you wanna, hey Roxy, you wanna, oh right, you can't, so how do I break this down exactly? Wait, what the fuck? Where did you... What? Huh? Wasn't she on the other side of the... Alright, is that our first actual animatronic death? I don't even know. And it's at the hands of what I'm pretty sure was her teleporting to the other side of the... Okay. Do I not need... Oh no! Oh, it's just a broken-ass hitbox. Like, I'm not even... Hold on, I want to test this now. I want to push the game's limits. After I sit through this long-ass loading screen. PS5, by the way. I was, like, right here. Like, really? Really? She's not even facing me. I'm like 6 feet away from, I'm COVID distance safe away from her, and she still kills me? Are we sure? Are we actually sure though? So maybe she was on the other side of the box the first time she killed me, and I was just within her grabbing distance even though her arms were... You know what, it's fine. I'll guide you here. Credit where credit is due, we're mixing up the formula from the rest of Ruin, but it's still, it's like FNaF 3 but worse. Because my biggest problem with FNaF 3 is that it's too damn easy. It's too easy to just infinitely lock Springtrap in the Cam 10 loop. Well, I mean, obviously not on aggressive nightmare mode. Once you get to aggressive nightmare mode, he instantly stops being easily manipulatable. But at least it's not this easy. Like, he doesn't always listen to you, and I get that it's because Springtrap can actually see, whereas Roxy can't, so Roxy is entirely dependent on you guiding her around the area. So maybe it's not an exact comparison. Oh, hi. Hey, pal. Wait, what? Wait, what the what? What? Oh, right, I forgot. I keep forgetting that they can fucking teleport. I was wondering, like, wait, how could Roxy have possibly gotten behind me when I baby step handheld walked her all the way to the end of this area? And then I realized, oh yeah, it's cause they fucking teleport because that's, I mean, I guess it's... Please tell me the race car is sentient. Oh my fucking god, the race... I can't even be mad. That's like... That's great. Sentient race car killed me. Yep. God, honestly, why not? Can we do it again? Can we have it kill me again? I really want it to kill me again. Come on, baby. Come on, do it again. Do it again. Yes. Oh my god, sentient race car death. Oh god damn it, man. Anyway, I guess the teleportation is quote unquote better now, right? Because it's canon. It's like it's actually a canon mechanic that the animatronics can teleport. That it's not total bullshit anymore because it's explained in universe why they can teleport. So I guess it's immune to criticism now because they made it part of the lore. Because that's what happens, right? When you get criticized for a story beat detail, you just make it such that, well, that's just the way that it is.
Give me back my eyes!
How did you even find me if you... whatever.
Error.
Huh? Okay, I guess we won't, whatever. Something happened there.
It looks like the whole place fell in. Something...
Does it though? You think you could actually tell me whether this was, I mean, obviously excluding the Roxy talkie thing. Do you think you could tell me based on that room whether I was in the base game of the DLC? Like, obviously if I cut out the Roxy talkie from the shot, because I really don't get the sense that this place has been I mean, obviously there's a couple areas that were radically transformed, but it's mostly just the same. I don't really get the vibe that this whole place has been heavily tunneled out or whatever the hell he said. I'm still thinking about the sentient race car, man. That's just so fucking funny. I got killed by a sentient race car. I hope that never ever gets brought up again. I hope they never acknowledge the fact that there was a sentient race car in this place at any point. It's just a one-off thing that happened that we never talk about. Also, gotta be honest, kinda hope this ends soon. I'm kinda sick of playing this. I'm sick of playing Connect the Dots. Oh my god, it's the paper pal from Five Nights at Freddy Dos. Do you remember Five Nights at Freddy's Dos? Hey, Music Man. How long till he wakes up? By the way, I really am sorry if I sound bitter or vindictive in some capacity here. I'm really not trying to come off that way. Like, I was more than willing to give Steelwool a second chance with this because... What the fuck is that? Why did they make Music Man babies? Why did you let Music Man reproduce? Who thought that was a smart idea? Well, guess I'm going Not that way. Oh, great. There's more nodes, and one of the nodes takes me directly into the lion's den. That's just fan-flippin-tastic. Well, let's not do that node then. Let's do any of the other nodes, like this one. This one seems nice and friendly. Anyway, I was more than willing to give Steel Wool a second shot because, like, Help Wanted is still my favorite game in the FNaF series, which admittedly is a close race because I love a lot of... Oh, are they all next to a group of... They're all gonna be... Is every single one of these gonna have a group of these gremlins guarding it? It probably isn't. Okay, well then, I guess just... I don't know, go over there? How about we go over there? There sounds fun. Okay, they're going over there. I'm gonna wait till I see all of them over here. Anyway, yeah, the, Help Wanted is my favorite... Is probably my favorite FNaF. I think it is my favorite FNaF game, which is a tough competition because I love so many of them. The series has meant so much to me throughout my life. It's hard to pick just one as my favorite, especially when I have such strong memories associated with the early Scott Cawthon games. So it is the high... Alright, I guess I'll go this way then. It is the highest of compliments to say that it is reached the top of the charts when I am so closely attached to those other games. Which is probably why it stung as bad as it did, that Security Breach was just so awful. So I was more than willing to go into this game and then walk away concluding, you know what? They tripped and fumbled with Security Breach, but they got back up on their feet. They're back at full force with Ruin, and I'm excited to see what else they make. But no, not really, actually. And it certainly doesn't help that I saw so many people saying, yo, Steel Wool actually kind of cooked with this update. FNaF is back, baby. This is peak FNaF content. Peak FNaF content, they said. So forgive me if I'm somewhat annoyed when it turns out that the thing people were gassing up is the Steel Wool is back. This is FNaF at its best. A truly amazing atmospheric horror experience. Turns out to be none of those things. And it's just the most pointless, meandering, mind-numbing slog of a video game I've experienced in quite a while. And in a way, I guess it's almost fascinating how it's Ruin and the base game are awful in two completely different ways. Oh, great, more. Alright, where's the nearest camera thing, I guess? I guess send them over here. Don't get me wrong, when I eventually play Help Wanted 2, when I get my hands on a PSVR 2 headset, I'm still gonna go into it with an open mind. There's just... Can you not be a little shit? There's just a stray Music Man dude who's just camping the goddamn cone. I'm clearly not completely off the FNaF game train, since I'm playing Ruin, and I want to play Help Wanted 2. If I was off the FNaF train, I wouldn't even be engaging with any of these. I guess that's what happens when you make a movie that's so cataclysmically bad. Makes me want to give Security Breach another shot. That's the low to which you've sunk. And I guess a part of it is that there's always going to be a part of me that cares about FNaF. The ants go marching 2 by 2. The ants go marching 2 by 2. See you later, bitches. You are so unbelievably easy to exploit. It's actually kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I'm still going to give Help Wanted 2 a shot, but I'm not expecting much, because even though Help Wanted 1 was amazing, the same people, like, I've seen so many people on Twitter say Help Wanted 2 is great, and one of the best FNaF games, but the people who are saying that are the same people who said that this is a peak FNaF experience. So, like, what does it even mean anymore? If this is our bar for peak FNaF, that's not a position I want to be in. That's not a bar I want to hold the series to, because I know they are capable. I know... Not only do I know that the series, just in general, is capable of so much more than that, just referencing what Scott did with his original games, Steel Wool is capable of more than that. This is not what I want Steel Wool's legacy to be. I'd much rather they be remembered for their work in Help Wanted, and again, I'm still hoping Help Wanted 2 is good, but goddamn, everything they've done with Security Breach has just been a colossal mistake. From block 1 all the way to the end. So I don't know, this has just been terribly disappointing. Oh, would you look at that, it's a recharge station. Are you ready for our big endgame Glamrock Freddy moment? He's the only one we haven't seen yet. We've seen Monty. We've seen Roxy. We've seen... What's the other one? We've seen Glamrock Chica. All that's left is our best buddy, Freddy. I'm sick of the Neon Matrix visuals. What are we doing? Oh my god, like, how can you... I can't take this seriously. Oh my god, is that the Master Sword? To slay the dragon, use the magic sword.
The cage is locked with a key. The dragon keeps it around his neck. To slay the dragon, use the magic sword. I'm going insane. That's what Ruin does to a motherfucker. It drives them up a goddamn wall. Woohoo!
I'm just waiting for the big Freddy moment, honestly. I will actually clap if they give Glamrock Freddy a big old Portals Avengers Endgame moment. I'm expecting it. And I will be disappointed if they don't do it. What's with the dome? What's with the Matrix dome? Where are we even? I don't even, whatever. I like how I ask, where are we even going while playing Ruin DLC? Where they railroad you down a single linear path at all times. Oh my fucking god, you'll never guess what we have to do now. You notice how they only did the daycare thing once? They only did the follow the cables through the daycare thing once? And then never again did they do that? And therefore it had impact? And it stuck with the player? Like, I did that whole thing while standing right next to him. And he didn't do anything to me. I'm actually starting to wonder if it's even possible to die in some of these sections. Like, genuinely. Oh my god. It's him! Oh no, he's been turned into a big scary monster. Time to run for our lives. Do. And because it's Ruin, there's exactly one way to go. Oh. Turns out it looks like I've run out of run speed, but he still can't catch me. Even though I've stopped running, he still won't catch me. The game will guide me to safety eventually. Oh no, it's a race for the switch. So why are you standing there? Go and hit it. Hit it. Hit the thing. Alright, cool, I win. That was not as tense as I was hoping it would be. Oh, there he is. I've been waiting the whole game for you to show up. Why did you swan me face? Didn't it? Pretty sure the game started to turn me around and then said fuck you and actually stopped turning me around. Didn't just turn me to face him instead. I don't know why you did that, but you did it. Oh well, it doesn't matter, I made it out anyway. And then if it's like the base game, yep, he just fucks off. For no reason. He just turns around as he reaches the end of its path movement. And then decides to piss off. Is he gonna come back again? I'm kind of expecting him to. And yeah, this really is just, it's just a greatest hits of the game. It's, oh look, the Music Man section. Remember the Music Man sections? They're back again. Where's my Freddy moment? The only saving grace this game has at this point is if it gives me a Portals endgame Freddy moment. That was not it. But there's still time. There is still a chance for you to redeem yourself. All you gotta do is bring out the prototype Freddy, have him try to eat me, and then have real Freddy come in, kick his teeth down his throat, and save the day. Very simple. Oh my god. Mask off. And he's gone. Just like that.
There's still one node left that's keeping the underground sealed.
Of course there is.
Roxy's the final node.
Well, at least he said final node, so we know we're getting close. We know that we're almost done playing this game. And then I will actually never have to touch it again. Hopefully. Hopefully they don't make a Ruin 2. That'd be cool if they didn't do that.
Cassie. Welcome back, Cassie.
You remember me?
Your special day. I remember. Your special day.
Huh?
Do you still like carrot cake?
Huh?
It has been some time since I saw you last. If I remember correctly,
What?
it is on the 11th. I remember because you are number 1. Twice.
Fuck you
Booked
mean?
the party. I'm sure your friends will show up this time. Cassie? What are you doing?
Am I supposed to feel something?
So sorry.
I love carrot cake. Happy birthday, Cassie.
Fox. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Huh? Did I miss something? Why?
Huh?
I'm self-admittedly not an expert on anything FNaF lore related that happens after Help Wanted. I don't claim to be. I don't want to be. So maybe this is explained in one of the Tales from the Pizzaplex books. But where the fuck did that come from? I'm sorry, weren't you trying to murder us the entire game? And now all of a sudden, you just do a complete 180 and try to force out a half-assed, I'm sorry, Cassie, I didn't want to hurt you. I remember your birthday. You're not Baby from You will never be Baby from Sister Location. Stop trying. Don't do the whole...
Did you know that I was on stage once? It wasn't for very long. Only one day. What a wonderful day, though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. I can do something special. Did you know that? I can make ice cream, although I only did it once.
You're not Stop trying!
Like, genuinely...
I'm just going to assume that maybe that there is some lore with Cassidy in the books. Cassie, or whatever the fuck her name is. I'm just going to assume there's some lore with Cassie in the books, and how she came here and it was a birthday party and she was friends with Roxy, but I don't care because it's not in the games. This comes out of nowhere. I have no idea who you are, why you're important. You spent it doesn't line up with anything you've said up until this point. Also, how did she even get... Last time we saw her, she was completely fine, standing upright, roaming around the other area. How the hell did she get trapped into this, whatever the hell... whatever. I don't know. I don't care. This doesn't... you can't... I don't know how you think you have the guts to play the sad music and have her speak all sad like Baby from Sister Location, and try to make me feel sad for her when I have zero reason to. What are we doing? Alright, is it time for the final confrontation against the big bad? Against the Mimic? Where's Freddy? I want my Freddy moment. Your tears mean nothing to me. I know you're not real. Or, I guess you're not really Gregory, I guess is the better way to put it. Oh, wait, sorry, never mind. It's Wait, Cassie's crying? Why? I don't know who Roxy is not a character who means anything to me, and I don't know why she means something to you. You just try to shove that in at the last possible second. What the can this be over now, please? Are we here? Can the door open? Oh, and just like the base game, it ends down here. We really are just going through the exact same motions as we did in the base game. Just... again and again. We're doing a sequel. Please tell me we have to fight Mimic instead of Afton, but this time instead of just pushing the button to keep him out of whatever door he's trying to come through, or to push the button to burn him or shock him at whatever computer he's trying to hack into, this time we just play Connect the Dots. Again, please tell me that's what we have to do. If we beat Mimic by playing Connect the goddamn Dots again, I will actually orgasm. You know what? I'll give some credit. I like the lighting down here in the cave and the waterfall. This is like, yeah, this actually looks really good. Oh, wow. 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 Oh, you know, I was considering commenting earlier about how they removed the flashlight battery and it just has infinite battery. It's like, okay, I guess that's kind of cool. Except, oh wait, turns out it's just so that they can arbitrarily take your flashlight away from you at the most inconvenient possible moment and for you to not question it at all. Because you haven't had a battery charge up until this point, so surely it makes sense for it to just go out now of all times. Of course, I say inconvenient, but also it's in a section with it's actually very brightly lit, so maybe it's not so inconvenient after all. Present time, open it up and then see what's inside. A Faz token.
I am a candy cadet.
Oh, fuck off.
Your candy here. I have candy all day, every day. Candy.
Because it ain't already Milk Pizzeria Simulator for all it's worth, let's throw in some more nostalgia bait. You don't sound like the actual Candy Cadet, you're a ripoff. Is that the whole story? Am I supposed to wait here for you to finish the whole story? Because I'm afraid I don't have the patience to do that. Okay, bye. I'm not waiting for you to tell the whole story. That's just not happening. Yes, let's aim at the TV and collect from the gift box thing. Oh my goodness, is it another one of my favorite minigames, the Conduit? You're probably sick of me making that joke. Well, guess what? I am just as sick of actually seeing this goddamn yellow box. So feel my pain. Experience it with me. We're all in this together. Ah, the room of a million nightmares. Most broken-ass fight in the entire... fight, in quotation marks, in the damn game. Security protocols deactivated. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Not really, but what choice do I have? That just looks goofy as fuck. I'm sorry. That just looks goofy as all shit. You know, I think a big part of the appeal of the original designs is that it was complex horror through very simplistic designs. They weren't overly designed. They weren't trying overly hard to be creepy. They were just pretty basic animatronic designs, and yet I really think that's a huge part of what made the original design so goddamn creepy.
You saved me.
Gregory?
No, it's not him.
I'm Gregory. You're not Gregory.
Oh, you don't say.
What are you?
I'm Gregory.
What? Huh? What the fuck? Why? What is with the sudden emphasis on Roxy being like... Okay, I really thought that Freddy was gonna have a big ol' endgame moment, but I guess not? Why would you trust this?
I've been trying to reach you all
No! No, of course, why would you believe this now? Also, baby, don't stand here.
Like you. How do I know this is you for real?
You don't.
Is there another option?
Not listening to you? I vote the not listening to you option. Okay, I guess I'm going this way then. I really thought that they were gonna give Freddy a big... Oh wait, did he tell me a direction to go? I think he might... I think it said right. Which, I mean, that's cool. I wouldn't have listened to him any... Oh, no. Shit. I can't see which way I'm... You know what? Maybe I should have actually listened to him. You know what? Maybe I should have actually listened to him. Alright. I guess that's on me. I thought not listening to him would be a good idea because it's not actually him. But not listening to him led me right into a dead trap, assuming he did say right, which I'm pretty sure he did. Anyway, I thought they were gonna give Freddy the big endgame moment, but they gave it to Roxy, even though I think we just shut her down, but she's back now. I mean, look, I've always known the characters can teleport all over the place in this goddamn game and nothing matters, but like, okay, yeah, so he did say go right. So I'll listen to him this time, since not listening to him fucked me over.
It's right behind you!
Thanks. Going as fast as I can, Gregory. Well, I still don't believe it's you. This way? I think. Hopefully. That better not be another one of those stupid boxes. That better not be what I think it is. Oh, fuck off. You and your goddamn boxes. And at least there's some added tension here, and that this time the mimic's right on your ass, but it's so simple that it doesn't even really matter.
Cassie, it's me.
So, yeah, again, I don't get the sudden focus on Roxy.
You were never supposed to go to the Pizzaplex. That thing in the sinkhole tricked you. I really don't know what it is, but it's been trapped down here a really long time. The Nexus security program was designed to keep it hidden, but you shut down the security, and now it's free.
These subtitles are so out of sync, it's not even funny.
I know you did it for me, to save me. But we can't risk being followed. I'm sorry.
Gregory?
Huh?
No!
What? What? That's the end? Oh fuck, no, no, just no, no, there's obviously another ending. No fucking way that's the actual ending to this piece of shit DLC. Wait, what? Why, now you have Roxy saying Cassie, why, where did this come from? You didn't build this up at all. You didn't! Stop trying to act like you did! So I'm assuming at a certain point you have to stop listening to him, right? And that so you have to listen to him to a point, and then go the other direction, and then you actually escape and get the other ending. Let's hope. But can I just load back into where I was? I do not want to have to replay through this entire goddamn game just to get another ending. But that ending was balls, so I don't want that to be the note which we end this shit on. So I'll listen to it, because we know that this left is a dead end. I'm thinking probably we just go through... There were 2 doors we could have gone through at the very, very end. I'm thinking we just go through the left door instead. That's probably where the path diverts. I'm guessing when you're in the caves, it's all fair game to listen to him, but like right here, I'm gonna go this way. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Can I go this way? Sure can. Alright, I'll just take the death. Sure. By the way, I just have, okay. I have too many, so, now I don't know if that isn't supposed to be Gregory, then why even bother telling me to run away? Why even bother coming over the intercom again, instead of just not saying anything? Because, like, I'm right in front of the Mimic. He's right behind me. Why, yeah, like he said right there, why even, what would even be the point? Because, like, you've already accomplished your mission of baiting me down here into the mines. So, like, why even, there's no point to coming over the intercom anymore. Okay, let's turn left here. Oh, what the hell are you?
Captain, I'm okay. I found a spot to hide.
Really? That's even worse than the last one! At least the other one was like an actual ending. That wasn't anything. Oh, you walk up to a bear and then you put on the mask and then he's like, and then Gregory's like, oh, I'm safe now. And then Cassie's like dying, I think. She was panicking, she was breathing, she was hyperventilating, it seems like. So I assume she just dies then, because she ran into a dead end. The fuck is even the point of that? Okay, so the first ending was shit, because either way it makes no sense, right? So like, if it's the Mimic, then why even bother when you already have her right in front of you? There's no point in trying to gild her along even further. But if it's actually Gregory talking to you, why the hell? You tell me this kid who went through hell the first time in the base game is now willing to condemn Cassie to what I assume is death by like collapsing to her demise in the elevator shaft after finding out that she spent the entire game trying to save his sorry ass? Really? That's what you want to go with? You want to assassinate what little character that little twerp had? Really? That's just, man, I thought I thought the endings of the base game were bad. Holy shit. I mean, I assume that's not the real, like, cause like, I can't judge it completely yet, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a secret ending somehow that is there an easy way to get, let me look up the scooper ending. Okay, hold on, let me see. You need to find 4 secret camera locations. Oh my god. Is there a chapter select? If I go to profile 1, can I? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, hold on. So there's hidden cameras in chapters 1, 3, 5, and 7. No, I mean, I did that in the base game. Yes, I went through all that just to get endings that completely and utterly fucked the storyline of Five Nights at Freddy's over, sideways, and under, and made me never want to touch this franchise again. But these are almost worse, because at least with those endings, they escape the Pizzaplex and there's some sense of finality. I mean, it's bullshit finality, because it tries to staple on a new happy ending to characters who already got their happy ending in Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night. But at least it's a conclusion. Nothing about this is conclusive at all. It's just, what's behind door number 1? Cassie dies. Okay, now what's behind door number 2? Cassie dies! It's just whether she dies by elevator shaft or by Mimic tearing her apart because she ran into a Fredbear cardboard cutout, put on the mask, and then I don't even know. Whatever. This ending better be worth it. Okay, so each camera you look at, I could easily jump down those boxes, but instead I have to waste my time with a slow-ass ladder animation. Hey, remember at the beginning of the DLC when I was feeling charitable and this game didn't have any reason to piss me off yet? So I was fine with the slow-ass ladder animation? Yeah, well, not anymore. My patience has been exhausted by this. Play Ruin, they said. It's peak FNaF, they said. It's still better than the movie, but like, so is Root Canal. Let's see if I can autopilot my way through this. Jump scare 3, 2, 1. Jump scare 3, 2, 1. I also really, really hate that you can't move anywhere during some of these. You can move during others, but there's some sequences where you just can't move. Really annoying. What a happy holiday celebration this video turned out to be. Alright, I forgot about that one. It's funny, I forgot about the jump scare and yet still didn't even scare me, because that's just how effective the scares are in this game. I'd like to point out that an 8-bit pixel art of Michael Afton popping out from behind the TV or under the bed was scarier than any of the jump scares in this game. Like, actually any of them. Not a single thing in this game scared me more than that did. And that's not even to say that it scared me, because it's a jump scare. It doesn't scare you, it just shocks you. But nothing in this game even did that. Well, I mean, not to say I haven't been shocked, but not for the reasons the game wanted me to be shocked, that's for damn sure. Oh, hey, remember when this was a cool, brand new puzzle for us to solve and it was so much fun? Yeah, me either. This always blew dick. I like how both the Roxy Talkie and the cable thing, the Faz wrench, survived being drenched in water. See, it's called Ruin because they became self-aware as to how much this game ruined the fucking franchise. Okay, I think we're getting close to the first camera. I mean, it's not like you have to go out of your way to find these things. It's all... I'm pretty sure it's... Oh, right, you. Please take a mask. Free mask. Pretty sure all the hidden cameras are just built into the camera stations you already have to interact with during the course of the main game. Or at least if... No, maybe not have to interact with, but are on your path such that you can't really miss them. It's just whether or not you choose to engage with them or not. Like right here, for instance. I believe this is our first camera. And then you just have to... Oh, wait, sorry. You have to zoom... Where'd my UI go? Where did my UI go, game? You took away my UI. There it is. Okay, zoom all the way out to reveal the hidden camera up there in the top right of the map. Then cycle through them. And here it is. And then it opens. That's door 1 of 4. I assume this is going to open up that door that we tried to go through before. And we need to open up all 4 doors to do it. And I think... I will say the one nice thing here is I think I don't have to play the entire game again. Chapter 3. God damn, this is so fucking boring. It doesn't ever... I've not touched the controller for like a solid minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. I'm just sitting here going on the stupid Gator Golf ride and nothing is happening around me. I like how she says I made it to catwalks, not made it to the catwalks. Like she's in Room from 2015, talking about Room like it's a proper noun. Alright, I think this is it. I believe this is our next camera. Zoom all the way out. Yep, there it is. Cycle through. Door 2 unlocked. Now, unfortunately, I believe this one is pretty far into the chapter.
Eyeballs? Really? Gross, 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 gross!
I think your commentary annoys me even more than Ethan's does in Resident Evil 7, which is really saying something. Because that's like one of my biggest issues with that game is how annoying Ethan's commentary is throughout the entire game. Zoom out. There it is. Doors open. Just one more to go. And then maybe we'll get an actually decent ending. Or at least one that doesn't completely suck. And this is in the area with all the stupid little Music Man figures. So I had so much fun tangoing with them last time. Decided to come back for an encore. See, that's funny because music. The thing is, I'm not even like mad this time. I may sound frustrated, and it's because I am. But like, Security Breach made me genuinely, viscerally angry. Both because of how the story was butchered and also because of how piss poor it was as a video game to play. I haven't crossed that line with this. Just because the game itself is mostly well put together. I mean, there's still some shit frame rate, some goofy ass things like characters teleporting, and some dumb mechanics. But it's not like infuriatingly bad in how it's put together like that game was, so I'm still relatively level-headed at the moment. It's a mixture of being bored from the game to being in disbelief at some of it to being annoyed and frustrated. I think there's a difference between being frustrated by something and being like genuinely enraged by it. Security Breach enraged me. This has not done that. Now here, the question of the day is, can I do this without moving them away and without getting myself killed? I sure hope I can. Okay. That's the door open. See, this almost annoys me even more. That it's letting me move, but only slightly. Just let me go full speed. There's no reason, just let me go. According to what research I've done, you'll know immediately if you've done something wrong if the Mimic has a different costume on. For the 2 standard endings, he'll have the endoskeleton. For the secret scooper ending, he'll be in a different costume. And from the picture I'm looking at, it kinda looks like the scam artist cartographer that gives Ida a map to the Fountain of Youth in Sense and Insensitivity from Season 1 of the Owl House. So in other words, I'll know immediately if I've done something wrong or not. It's just a matter of getting back to it. That's annoying part. But again, assuming this works, at least I don't have to replay the full game. But I gotta say, I am really surprised that Glamrock Freddy doesn't... I'm still not over the fact that they gave Roxy a whole-ass emotional set piece, which came out of nowhere, but Freddy got nothing? Really? Is it because Roxy has different kinds of fans that they're trying to appeal to? Which is why there's that makeup mini-game in Help Wanted 2? And maybe he'll tell me a full story this time.
Stay in the woods, but the mother caught it and trapped it locked in the basement.
Oh, that's what it is, isn't it? You have to come back here again and again and again. Got it. Because I came back once, and it told me the first part of the story, and I came back again. You know, that's not how Candy Cadet worked in Pizzeria Simulator. You had a random, every time you put in the token, there was a chance of getting a story, and there was a chance of not getting the story. But each time it decided that you were the lucky one, it gave you a full story. Without exception, you got a full story. There was no, you didn't have to revisit the Candy Cadet multiple times in order to get one full story, but apparently you do have to do that in this game, so that's fun, I guess. Alright, we got it, yes. Now, let's move, actually, please, let's do that. Okay, he looks, I don't know what that costume's supposed to be. I frankly don't care what it's supposed to be. It looks like the dude from Owl House, and that's all I'll ever think of him as. Because I can't be fucked to give a shit about whatever the hell's happening in this DLC. Hey, look, the door's open. How about that? Now, it's called the Scooper ending, so I would hope to hell it's more interesting than the other shit we just had to watch. You would think. If it involves the Scooper, it's gonna... I'm screwed. Oh, wait. Do I push this now, or do I wait for him to catch up? Is he gonna catch up? Where is he? Where'd he go? I guess I'll just push this. Oh my goodness, a jump scare. That's not what the Scooper looks like. Really? Oh, that better not be it. Oh, fuck you! No, really? Wow. Amazing. All three endings are equally shit. Mr. Director, sir, we're making the new DLC for that game everyone hates. What do you think we should do for our endings? I know. Let's have one ending where Cassie dies. Let's have another ending where Cassie fucking dies. And then, to mix it up a little bit, instead of having Cassie die, we'll have the Mimic die. A villain whom we know basically nothing about. And we'll just have him die in approximately 3 seconds. We push a red button, he dies, and then we roll credits. Who needs denouement? Who needs resolution for anything? He just dies. That's it. Just dare I say the battle against Burntrap was more interesting than that? Dare I even go that route? I think I do dare go that route, because that was, in fact, more interesting than what we just... They're all shit! That's the ending that you lock behind all the hidden... I spent, like, probably wasn't actually that long, probably like 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, going back through the game, doing all that stuff. But it felt like a lot longer than that, having to replay stuff I already played through, and all in service of that ending. Like, you know, the true ending in these things is usually a little more interesting than that. Usually gives you a little more story, usually leaves you with a little less of a pit in your stomach, feeling like, why did I waste my time with all this? That is genuinely impressive. Usually when you have multiple endings, you have a couple that are throwaway bad endings, you have a couple that are jokey meme endings, and then you have just the good ending. You have the good endings, plural. That ones which, even if they aren't really well executed, they at least have some sort of finality to it. No, this doesn't have anything like that. And I swear, if anyone tries to say, well, they're setting up the next game, you can set up the next game without just stopping your story dead in its tracks. None of those three were even remotely satisfying on any level. God damn, man. Well, that was Ruin. Just as crap as the base game, just for different reasons. Instead of being an overambitious, broken mess of design, which nuked the story, it's a completely meaningless, vapid walking simulator where you play connect the dots again and again, and then you get 3 equally trash endings, just a different type of trash. Because two of them are nothing. One of them, the villain dies and then it ends. The other one, the hero dies and then it ends. And then the other one is Gregory condemning Cassie to death because he broke character. Or the Mimic condemning Cassie to death, making you wonder why he even bothered taking over the intercom in the first place when he was already going to grab her. Whatever, man. I played Ruin. I gave it a shot. I wanted to come back. I wanted to see, because everyone told me that the Ruin was the best FNaF content we've gotten in forever. I don't know what y'all are talking about. That was terrible. I mean, I guess it's technically better than Security Breach. Technically. And that it's not a broken mess. It's just boring and empty and well, I can't say directionless because there was exactly one direction you can go in at any given time. I don't know what y'all say on this. I really don't. I figured it would either be genuinely good horror or genuinely good fun game. Because even FNaF 2 isn't scary. Not a particularly good horror game. But it's still a really fun resource management game. Even if the horror wasn't great, at least I could have expected maybe the gameplay would be fun. Or vice versa, but I got neither. I don't know what I was meant to get out of this experience. Like I said, I was hoping it would either be a really great game that I could love unironically, or would be so hilariously bad that I could have some fun laughing at it, or at least it would generate... I'm aware that a lot of people like the first Security Breach video I did just because I lost my goddamn mind playing this terrible game. As the game gradually broke more and more, I proceeded to lose my mind more and more until it eventually just mellowed out into a state of defeated acceptance as to the state of the franchise and the state of the game. But we never really went through that arc this time, and I imagine that you might be disappointed to see if you clicked on this video expecting to see me scream my head off at more broken gameplay. I apologize. Sorry to disappoint you, but that's not the game didn't warrant me doing that. There's nothing. There was just nothing. Actually nothing. I just really hope Help Wanted 2 is good, because we are 0 for 3 at this. Well, I guess 0 for. It's a scale. If you factor in the DLC, we're evenly split 2-2. We have Help Wanted and Curse of Dreadbear, which are both phenomenal, and then you have Security Breach and Ruin, which are both terrible. So I guess it's an even 50-50 split. Help Wanted 2 will let me know whether this game was just a mistake from the ground up, and they never should have attempted something of this scale with the team size they had, or if the studio itself just didn't know what to do after they didn't have Scott's games to pilfer from anymore. And if that was, I don't think that was the reason Help Wanted was good, because it had a lot of its own unique minigames, and those were some of my favorite parts of it, like the vent repair, the trick or treat. I love trick or treat, but I guess we'll see. For now, the conclusion would be Ruin bad, Security Breach base game worse. I don't think I needed to play this. I don't think I got anything valuable out of this experience. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you took away something meaningful out of this experience. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. Hopefully you're having a happy holidays. Hopefully this wasn't too much of a downer if you're watching this around the holidays or on Christmas when this is coming out. Hopefully this slog of a game wasn't too much of a downer for you. But, that's all I got for you. That's all Ruin had for me. It's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time, and hope to see you all soon for whenever I eventually get my hands on the PSVR 2 headset and do a Let's Play of Help Wanted 2. Goodbye.